fire we reported at the old fire hall is still burning out.
Do you sometimes feel confused or lost in the complications and complexities of life? Do you feel drained, listless, or exhausted from the daily burdens and responsibilities? Why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our Campus Ministers on Air. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
Feeling blue? Ever thought of looking into the bright side of things? Let us help you out. Join our light, engaging, and inspiring conversations with our Chaplains on Air. Hosted by Father Junji Bargayo and Father Henry Ponce of the Society of Jesus. Chaplains on Air. The chaplains are now in. Here on Chaplains on Air. Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Sabi nila, life is like a cup of coffee. Pwedeng sweet at puno ng flavor, pero madalas matapang and will hit you hard. But in the end, you enjoy it depending on how you make or take it. So choose your own brew. Take a break and savor life in its rich aroma. Samahan nyo kami, dahil a cup of life is best enjoyed with friends. Welcome to the Parable Cafe. Brewing inspiration, one cup of story at a time. Every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Akong bahala sa iyo, kaibigan ko.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
Do you long for a good spiritual read? Or for literature that not only feeds the mind, but nourishes the soul as well? Do you want to be inspired, feel positive and hopeful about life? Then read The Windhover, the official magazine of the Jesuits in the Philippines. Written by Jesuits and their lay partners, The Windhover features real stories about the Jesuits and their various ministries. Be inspired. Be blessed. Subscribe to The Windhover. For inquiries, call the Philippine Jesuit Aid Association at telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892. Once again, Philippine Jesuit Aid Association, telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892.
The Jesuit Hour.
Wait, what? No! Let's try that again. Join the fun bunch of the Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy as we talk about anything and everything under the sun. Share your everyday Hugot moments and everyday Hugot quotes. G, tara na! Usap tayo. Bring your own baon. Bring your own Hugot. The Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy and friends gathers every Monday at 6:30 to 8 in the evening. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Ang babaeng nambudol sa marami. Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng, book author at editor. Magkapit pandasal muna tayo. Si Elizabeth Holmes ay tinaguri ang darling of Silicon Valley at the next Steve Jobs dahil sa kanyang kakaiba at makabagong ideya. Gamit lang ang isang patak ng dugo, iba't ibang mga test at sakit ang kayang madiagnose. Daan-daang milyong dolyares ang pumasok na investment sa kanyang kumpanya dahil dito. Ngunit nung nakaraang buwan, sinentensyahan siya ng 11 years in prison dahil sa panloloko. Hindi pala gumagana ang Theranos machine niya at puro fake ang mga resultang kanilang inilalabas. Bakit ang daming magagaling na tao ang nabudol ni Holmes? Naisip ko, dahil gusto lang natin makita ang ibig nating makita. Dahil sa galing niyang magsalita at magbenta ng kanyang ideya, kasabay ang pag-invest ng mga sikat na tao sa kanyang kumpanya, nagmukhang lehitimo ang kanyang kasinungalingan. Salungat naman ito sa nangyari nung nagkatawang tao ang Diyos. Ang tagal inantay ng mga Hudyo ang pinangakong Mesiyas, ngunit nang dumating siya bilang isang ordinaryong sanggol at nung lumaki naging simpleng karpintero, hindi nila pinaniwalaan si Jesus. Kaibigan, huwag tayong magpabudol sa nakikita ng ating mga mata. Bagkus, makinig tayo sa sinasabi ng Espiritu Santo na siyang nagagabay sa atin patungo sa katotohanan. Tayo magdasal. Jesus, tulungan niyo akong mamukhaan kayo sa iba't ibang paraang dumarating kayo sa buhay ko. Amen.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibigpida lahat ng pera. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Ipad the Blue Eagle, galing hiting at tigil.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan, ang social-political apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Hello, magandang umaga sa atin lahat, mga Katipunero at Katipunera. maganda ang ating umaga ngayon dahil marami tayong pag-uusapan ng mga hot issues na naman, di ba? Brother Martin at Sir John. But before natin pag-usapan yon, gusto ko lang sabihin na malapit na ang Christmas. Excited na ako dahil nagsimula na po ang simbang gabi. Kaya naman po, yung mga hindi pa nagsisimbang gabi dyan, gumising na kayo ng maaga para naman kayo ay makapagsimbang gabi. No? Tradisyon po natin yung mga Pilipino. Pero excited na ako dahil 9 to 10 days na lang ata ay Christmas na. So, i-welcome na naman natin ang Diyos natin na isinilang dito sa mundo na si Jesucristo. Sige, before tayo makipagkwentuhan, another episode of Kuwentuhang Bayan, kamustahin muna natin ang ating mga kasama dito, no? Si Brother Martin kasama natin at si Sir John. Si John kasama natin si John, no? Kamusta naman kayo this week, Brother Martin at John?
Ayan, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. No? Good morning sa ating mga katipunero at katipunera. At muli ako po si Brother Martin Candelaria at nagagalak akong maging host ulit dito sa Katipunan, sa Radyo Katipunan after a while, no? Mga after 2 or 3 weeks yata. So, magandang umaga po, no? At welcome po sa lahat ng ating mga taga-panood at taga-pakinig. Kumusta?
Kamusta ka naman, Brother Martin? Di ba
yes.
bakasyon na natin ngayon sa LST, no?
Oo, bakasyon. Ish.
Ish.
Bakasyon na, ano ba, meron pa ring mga ganap. Meron pa ring mga ganap at meron pa ring mga gawa.
Ganyan talaga ang Jesuit ministry, no? Talagang marami talaga tayong ganap. Lalong-lalo na ngayong Advent, ang daming mga simbang gabi at mga misa.
Correct.
Kaya ako nga nagising ako ng 3:00 ng umaga.
Para
lang mag-drive. Diyos ko, hindi ako sanay magising ng 3:00 ng umaga. Pero para sa Diyos at sa bayan, no? Gagawin natin yan.
Oo.
Diba, brother?
Correct. Oo. O kaya naman, kung hindi natin kayang gumising ng maaga ng mga 3:00 o 4:00, yung simbang gabi, meron naman din talaga sa gabi.
Oo nga
Kaya
naman.
siya simbang gabi.
naman.
Kaya meron din
Correct
tayo
naman.
mga misa starting at 6 p.m. or 7 or until as late as 8:30 or even 9, no, sa ibang mga parokya. So pwede rin po tayo magsimbang gabi, no, sa mga oras na iyon.
Yes. Tsaka may mga misa rin tayo sa Jisu, no? Yung mga taga Quezon City at Marikina lang na malapit lang sa Ateneo de Manila. Pwede po kayo magmisa. I think mga around gabi rin yun, gabi. 6:30 or 8:30 yung mga misa sa Jisu, no? Tingnan na lang po natin sa Facebook.
8:30 to be exact.
8:30 to
At
be
nagsimula
exact,
na po yun kahapon. No?
Kahapon.
So,
umattend ka ba nyon, Brother Martin?
Yes. Maraming tao. No?
Nice naman.
Alright.
Si Jan naman, kamusta natin si Jan? Kamusta ka Jan, kapatid Jan? Nagkasakit si Jan.
Maglilib na sana kasi parang hindi niyo ako pinapansin. Charot.
Hindi na muna. Si Brother Martin muna yung spotlight. Ikaw na dyan. Sige, sa'yo na yung spotlight.
Ikaw yung boses ko. Wala pa rin yung boses ko na medyo medyo nakakaloka yung ganap this week, no. Nagkasakit nga tayo, no. Hindi ko na i-disclose kung ano yung sakit ko, pero so yun nga. Artista hindi i-disclose, no. So yun,
importante. Joke. Importante naman talaga.
So, well, dahil nagkasakit nga, no, I was able to rest, no? Although I don't like talaga na magkasakit kasi hindi ako magiging productive, no? Hindi ako productive.
Correct, tama yan.
Pero, tanto sa hindi ako naka-attend ng simbang gabi kahit kahit online man lang kasi hindi ako nagising.
Ayun naman tayo dyan Pero relate ako dyan. Talagang hindi talaga magising. I'm not a morning person also, no? Ganun ka rin dyan, no?
Kasi naiba na yung body clock ko, no? Sinare ko na dito, di ba, nung nakaraang episodes natin na nung time ng review ng comprehensive exams, natutulog na ako ng mga 3 a.m. So yung body clock ko, gano'n na din, no? So hindi ako nakakatulog if hindi yung clock ng 2 to 3. So yun, no, aside kung sobrang pagod na pagod talaga. So yun, At dahil dyan, may award si Lord sa akin.
Ayan.
Naiintindihan din naman yata ni Lord, no? If ever.
Yes. Kaya nga dapat talaga tayo mag-alaan ng panahon para magpahinga. Lalong-lalo na ngayon sa ating mga estudyante, no, na busy sa schoolworks. Sige lang, pagaling ka lang.
How is your how was your finals?
Nako, busy na nakaraos naman, pero hindi ko i-deny mahirap talaga yung finals. Lalo na ngayon, maraming mga oral exams kami sa philosophy.
Pareho lang ba kayo ng subjects ni Brother Martin?
Magkaiba rin eh. Magkaklase kami ni Brother Chesko sa ilang mga subjects, pero meron rin kami ibang subjects rin na tinitake. Similar experience with Brother Chesko, no, medyo mahirap din siya, no, dahil maraming requirements and preparations. Pero I like it, no, sinabi ni Brother Chesko, nakaraos. Dahil totoo naman, nakaraos talaga tayo. Because of the grace of God. Oo.
Ayan.
So kaya niyo na sagutin kung what is philosophy?
Philosophy is char.
Philosophy is more of the doing daw. It's not only inside.
Oh, di
You
ba?
have to do it.
Dati sa dati kong seminary, pag sinabing what is philosophy, meron yung direct answer. Pero dito sa atin ay yung iba talaga basta mga iswita.
It's really the service.
Maraming sagot.
Ayan.
The common good.
Parang isang tanong, 5 sagot. Anyway,
anong mga chika natin ngayon?
Anong mga chika natin ngayon? No? Ayun na nga sabi ni Jan. Ang dami na naming sinabi about ourselves. Bayan naman ang pag-usapan natin, no, Brother Martin at Jan. No? So ang mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay unang-una tungkol sa inflation. Tumaas na naman daw ang ating inflation. At marami, 36 of Filipinos, ang ating mga kababayan ay dissatisfied with how the Marcos administration is handling the inflation. No? Panguna yan. Pangalawa naman ay pag-uusapan din natin ang mainit na issue ngayon, sikat na sikat sa Facebook, ang Maharlika Investment or Wealth Fund. Pag-uusapan natin yan mamaya. Ano kaya? Maganda ba talaga siya? Or kailangan ba natin criticize pa ng mas maayos itong Maharlika Wealth Fund? Pangatlo naman sa simbahan, no? Maraming news ngayon about the women ordination, ang pag-ordain ng mga babae. Pag-uusapan natin kung anong nangyari about that later, no? So, excited na ako makapagkwentuhan sa inyo about this hot issue. Lagi na lang hot ang ating issues, no? Pero exciting nga naman dahil ito naman ay kailangan din talagang pag-usapan. You have to give space for this to talk, no? Talk about, no? So, ayun. Yun ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong kwentuhan. Unahin muna natin ang inflation, no? Ano bang nangyayari sa ating inflation? Kamusta na ba ang Pilipinas? Brother Martin, baka gusto mo kaming i-inform ano ba nangyayari sa atin?
Okay, sure, Brother Chesko, no? Yung inflation, no, para siyang old news na siya, pero news pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. Dahil patuloy pa rin siyang gumagalaw, no? At patuloy pa rin natin siyang binabantayan dahil yung ating inflation rate ngayon, gaya ng alam natin, no, ay tumataas. No? Tumataas ang ating inflation. In fact, no, in October, it reached 7.7%. But then in November, no, tumaas na naman siya, no? It reached a 14-year high of 8%, no? Umabot na tayo ng 8% sa ating inflation, no? So yun po yung una, no, na news no, tungkol sa ating inflation. Siguro mamaya, no, baka pwede nating banggitin lang ng mabilis yung ano ba yung mga nagko-cause ng inflation natin dito sa Pilipinas. Pero siguro maganda ring tignan ko ano ba yung reaksyon ng mga Pilipino tungkol sa ating inflation. At gaya nga nung isang na-report, no, ng ating ng Rappler, no, sa kanilang article, sabi nila 36% of Filipinos are dissatisfied with Marcos' government response to inflation. And this is according to a survey that was conducted by the OCTA, no, by the OCTA Research Group, no. So around 36% of adult Filipinos are dissatisfied, meaning hindi po sila satisfied or nakontento no sa response no ng administrasyong Marcos no sa inflation or controlling the price of basic goods no, according to the research by Okta. No, in the survey, no, meron naman nagsabi na they are satisfied with the government's response. And that is around 33% of the Filipinos that were surveyed. No, the survey had 1,200 respondents from across the country. No? But then mas mataas yung mga nagsasabi na hindi sila satisfied sa government response no, to inflation. And that's 36%. No? And the survey has conducted parang yung satisfaction or dissatisfaction rate ng mga Pilipino across different government programs. At yung malungkot dito, yung pag-handle ng government sa inflation, yung pinakamataas na dissatisfaction rate. Ayun na nga at 36%. No? So again, in October, inflation rate reached 7.7%. Now in November, after 14 years, no, tumaas na naman siya at 8%. No? At 8%. Ayun, meron lang mga nagsasabi na ating mga experts or mga critics na siguro mas marami pang maaring magawa ang ating administrasyon no, para malabanan ng ating inflation. Siguro yun lang muna ang aking isi-share ngayon, Brother Chesko and Jan. What are your thoughts on this hot issue?
Yeah, thank you for that, Bro Martin. No, kasi of course, no, sinasabi natin tumaas yung inflation ngayon, no, especially in this Christmas season. Lalo kung mataas na nga yung bilihin because of the law of supply and demand, no, in terms of buying the Noche Buena. So much more ngayon, masyadong mataas na talaga, no, in terms of pagbibili ng mga pang Noche Buena natin, no, pang pagkain natin sa mga paghanda natin rather during our Christmas celebration, no, Christmas parties, etc. No, it's about pamilya, and it's even a topic now that a 1,000 pesos is already enough for a for a family with 5 members, no, or 500 pesos ba yun? Or I'm not sure, no, correct me if I'm wrong, no. So yun, no, it's really hard, no. So yung mga magbo-birthday ngayong December. And speaking of birthday, no, let's greet happy birthday kay Sir Justin Montino, no, of
Sir Justin, happy birthday.
Happy birthday po, Sir Justin. Hindi natin makita si Sir Justin. Anyway,
sana nakikinig ka, nag-greet ka namin. Happy birthday, Sir Justin. No? So yun, speaking, yeah, yun, so mga magbo-birthday for this December, no, for January, magsa-celebrate ng Christmas party, no. Expect high prices talaga, no. Especially ngayon, no, there's an issue on onion, no. On top pa yan sa issue ng inflation, issue ng supply ng ating bilihin, no. So a particular problem, inflation, no, is already doubled with other problems, no, in terms of supply and demand, no. So yun, napakahirap ng sitwasyon ng ating bansa, and of course it's really easy for those na nakakaya na sabihin na kasya yung isang budget na ganyan for a family member, for a family na merong five members. But of course, kung nasa mahihirap, yung mga mahihirap nating mga kababayan, hindi natin alam kung kakasya ba talaga, no? Kakasya perhaps, no? Pero of course, hindi ganoon kabongga, hindi ganoon kasarap yung mga sangkap ng mga bilihin na kanilang mga mabibili, no? How about you, Bro Chesko?
Ako naman, maraming salamat dyan. No? I'll just pick up with what you said, no, about nagmamahal na yung mga bilihin ngayon. Ako, I feel like I'm also like kind of like in a privileged position na I don't really have to worry about those things, no, like yung mga groceries, yung kuryente, etc. But nakikita ko kasi sa Facebook, that's one reality, at least in my own echo chamber, no, at least with my friends, na talagang struggle is real. Talagang nagmamahal yung bilihin. And the problem with that is nagmamahal yung bilihin pero yung sweldo hindi sumasabay doon sa inflation. In other words, hindi tumataas yung sweldo in order to keep up or to cope with the inflation, no? So kaya ngayon, for example, sa Facebook, marami akong nakikita na 1,000 pesos mo, ilan lang ang mabibili mo, di ba? Napaka-konti nun. And then that those are only in the middle class. What more the poor? They are really suffering. The poor who have below minimum wage, no? How are they coping up with the high expenses because of the inflation, no? So yun lang. I'm really thinking about them. I'm thinking about, for example, yung aking foster family nung exposure ako sa Muntinlupa, no? Paano kaya sila nagko-cope up with this inflation that is becoming higher or strengthening, no? Yun lang. Sana naman ma-resolve to ng ating gobyerno, no?
Yes.
Sana naman at least matulungan yung mga lower income na maka-cope up dito sa inflation. Sana man lang may gawin tayo, for example, na taasan yung sweldo nila para naman makaya nila yung mga expenses ngayon, no? So, sana yon. Sana meron tayong intervention in that sense.
Yes. Definitely, no. So tama si Brother Chesco, no. Yung talagang apektado ng ating inflation ay yung mga mahihirap, no. And I can also relate to that kasi 'di ba Brother Chesco, pumunta kami ng Muntinlupa no recently. Tapos syempre yung usapan ay yung mga expenditures din, no. Ngayong magpapasko, yung sweldo pinagkakasya talaga. So parang yung mga kapatid natin no, na hindi masyadong mapalad no sa buhay, talagang ano sila, yung accounting nila ay very incredible dahil talagang kailangan pinagkakasya talaga yung meager amount na nakukuha nila from their jobs, no. So alam na nila kung saan mapupunta yan. So I share in your hope, no, Brother Chesco, that there will be interventions. In terms of interventions, no, ayun nga, hopefully, no, the experts have been calling on the Marcos administration to do something or to do more, no, to combat the inflation, no. Syempre yung mga short-term solutions natin dyan are subsidies, no, mga ayuda. Bibigyan natin yung ating mga kapatid ng mga ayuda. But at the same time, no, we also have to think of long-term solutions, no. At ang ilan sa mga long-term solutions lang din talaga ay to strengthen our production, local production here in the country, no, so that we don't have to rely on imports, no. If we strengthen our production here in the country, no, number one, no, makakapag-export tayo ng mas marami, which would mean more income for the country. And at the same time, no, we can rely on our own production, no. Yun yung tinatawag na food nationalism, no. So we source our own food here in our locally, no, in the country, no. Other things, no, na pwede pang gawin, of course, to strengthen our exports. Ayun na nga, na-mention ko na pala, no, the food nationalism. And then maybe just to share with our listeners then, no, and also to cap off, no, our topic on inflation. What's our outlook, no? What's our forecast in the next year or in the next 2 years, no? And this is something that I got from a particular economic website, no. Ang sinabi nila, the BSP or the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, no, monetary policy report stated that inflation is projected to remain elevated in the near term. So in the short term, we can expect, no, na ganito pa rin yung level ng ating inflation, maybe around 7 to 8%, if not higher, no. The latest forecast indicates that inflation is likely to peak in Q4 of 2022, which is now, we are now in the fourth quarter of 2022.
Right.
And remain above the national government's target of 2 to 4%, no. yung target natin, yung target ng ating government ay 2 to 4%, and we are
Layo
well
pa.
beyond that, no?
5% beyond 6 and or 5% beyond it. Diba?
Exactly, no? And that's expected to remain until quarter 2 of 2023. So until mid-year of 2023,
Okay.
no?
Okay.
But inflation is then seen to decelerate. So babagal na siya, no? Back to within the target range by quarter 3 of 2023, and approach the low end of the target range in quarter 4 of 2023 to quarter 1 of 2024. So I'm just sharing this, no, so that we can expect, no, we can know what to expect in the coming months, in the coming years, no, kasi we have to think long term talaga, Brother Chesko and Brother Jano, in terms of our economic situation.
So talaga yung tinatawag ko ng Brother Jan yan. No?
Ay, Brother Jan, Brother Chesko and Jan. Pasensya na.
kahit pa paano, Brother Martin, medyo medyo gagaan ng ating buhay sa third quarter of next year. Tama ba? Third quarter
Yes, so that's according to the forecast. No, that's according to the
hopefully
forecast.
that will come. Yeah.
May comment dito si Carlo, sabi niya, tama, no? Living wage ang kailangan natin. No, I think he's commenting to the comment of Brother Chesko, no, regarding and also Brother Martin's claim, no, on the living wage. Yung tumataas yung inflation pero hindi naman tumataas yung sweldo ng ating mga kababayan. No, hopefully sana, no, better yung magkakataon yung sinabi ni Bro Martin, no. So,
hindi ko yung sinabi ng BSP yun.
Kinot Bro Martin.
Alright. So, sana magkatotoo nga ang forecast. But forecasts remain forecasts until there is
proven.
Until it's proven, and at the same time there is enough intervention from the concerned people.
Yeah, true. Now, Brother Martin, you mentioned about the factors affecting our inflation, no? Maybe you know some factors that is contributing to this increase of inflation.
Yes, sige. Banggitin lang natin yan, Brother Chesko, dahil I think yan mahalaga
Importante rin, yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, Brother Martin.
According to the PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority, yung spike daw na nakikita natin sa ating inflation rate in November is really due to the inflation rate of food and non-alcoholic beverages. So of course, there are many products, there are many services, and all of the products and services have their own inflation rates. Yung nakikita natin na inflation rate is kind of like the aggregated or the average inflation rate across these different products and services. So isa lang dun yung food, isa lang din dun yung services, isa lang din dun yung oil, etc., etc. Now, ang sinasabi ng PSA, ang pinakamataas daw na inflation rate na nagko-contribute dun sa aggregate and average inflation rate na mataas ay nanggagaling sa food. Nanggagaling sa food and non-alcoholic beverages. No, and we kind of understand why, no, dahil connected yan sa ating production, no? Gaya nga nung nangyari recently, I think sa Typhoon Rai, yata yung pangalan nun, Typhoon Rai, it has actually disrupted our production, no? And
agriculture
production, no, and also our sugar supply. And because of that, no, naapektuhan yung ating production, mas mahirap tuloy mag-produce ng food. Kapag mas mahirap mag-produce ng food, mas mataas yung production costs. Kung mas mataas yung costs, kailangan mataas din yung singil. Kaya tumataas yung presyo ng mga bilihin.
So nagkaka-connect na talaga siya, bro, no? Nagkaka-connect. One problem connects to another problem, and one problem connects to another problem.
Exactly, pwede tayong mag-problem analysis dito, no?
Correct. Connected talaga siya.
Correct, no?
Gusto ko yan.
For problem tree analysis.
Problem tree analysis, correct, no? Yeah. At so siguro yun lang yung mahalagang tandaan doon, no? Yung parang yung principle. Kung mas mahirap mag-produce ng food and ng goods, no? Mas mataas yung production costs, And kung mas mataas yung production cost, tataas din yung prices kasi kailangan mas mataas yung singil na presyo. Kaya tumataas yung ating food, no? At yun yung driver ng ating inflation rate dito.
Yeah. Speaking of Typhoon Rai, no, I think Typhoon Rai, the local name for Typhoon Rai is Typhoon Odette, no?
Yes, pala. Correct.
Diba? And hopefully,
International kasi si Brother Martin.
Panalangin ko sana nawala ng typhoon for this month, no? Hopefully sana, no? Kasi last year, 'di ba, nung shinare ko na post, last year hindi namin na-celebrate yung Christmas, mga Bisaya, hindi namin na-celebrate yung Christmas because of typhoon. Odette, no? Hopefully sana ngayon we will be able to celebrate Christmas peacefully and safely.
Yes, I pray for that also, John. And sana nga talaga, no, maraming salamat, Brother Martin, sa iyong mga information about inflation. Sana talaga makarecover na tayo.
Hindi ko handa si Bro Martin, no? Parang ano lang niya yun. Top knowledge lang niya. Hindi siya naghanda, di ba?
Ay talaga. Parang ano lang niya yun. Grabe. Si Brother Martin po ang economic expert.
Ay, hindi po yan.
Joke lang. Political expert sa atin.
Ayan.
Si Martin yung economic expert.
Ayan. Sinusubukan po namin, no, mas matutunan pa yung economics, no.
Takbo ng ekonomiya, no.
Takbo ng ekonomiya. Kaya patience lang din. Baka gusto niyo mag-comment, additional information. Kung meron man kaming mali na nasabi, sabihin niyo lang. Or meron kayong dagdag, sabihin niyo.
Yes, very much. Thank
Pero
you.
yun rin talaga ang dasal ko. Sana nga, Brother Martin at John, makarecover na talaga tayo dito sa inflation. Dahil napakahirap talaga. At sana maging totoo lang talaga yung forecast, no? Kung hindi man third quarter, at least talagang next year makarecover na tayo. Mas maganda pa nga siguro sa first quarter, second quarter talagang bumaba na tayo. Mag-decelerate na ba yon, Brother Martin?
Yes, decelerate. And hopefully bumaba talaga, mag-decrease yung level, not just decelerate.
Yes.
Kasi pag decelerate, tumataas pa rin pero mas mabagal lang.
Mas mabagal siya.
Pero what we want is a decrease so that we can meet our target inflation rate.
Which is 2%, no?
2 to 4%.
Ang layo pa natin. Sige lang, darating yan. Dasal lang talaga, sabi nga ni hindi rin dasal, talaga kailangan gumalaw ng gobyerno. Kilos din.
Kailangan kilos din.
Di ba sabi natin, see, judge, act tayo sa SMB. Yan talaga ang mantra natin. Ayan, so maraming salamat, John at Brother Martin, na pag-usapan na natin ang inflation. On to our next topic, ang issue ngayon, ang mainit na issue ngayon, ang Maharlika Wealth Fund or Maharlika Investment Fund. Ano nga ba talaga ito? No? I will just state the basic info about the Maharlika Wealth Fund. First of all, it's already speeding through Congress amidst doubts. No? Mas bumibilis-bilis na siya. At talaga namang sinusuportahan ito ni President Marcos. Full support siya dito sa ating Maharlika Wealth Fund. So whether we like it or not, whether we criticize it or not, I think talagang magpupush talaga itong Maharlika Fund. No? Tingnan natin kung anong comment natin about this very fast development about this bill. No? So the purpose of this fund, they said, is to invest in big-ticket national development projects, no, and other assets. And the bill was authored by the cousin of our presidential cousin, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, including and other lawmakers, including his wife, si Yeda, and also supported by the son of Marcos, Sandro, no, the senior deputy majority leader ng ating Congress. No? So yon, that's the basic info about the Maharlika Wealth Fund. No? What will it be used for? Again, it will be used for big-ticket national development. They said that it will contribute greatly to the growth and finally help the Philippines achieve our economic transformation towards more inclusive and sustainable country. No? Pero sabi nila, ano ba yung gusto niyang i-address? Ano ba yung gusto niyang pasukin? Hindi pa talaga siya explicitly clear. No? hindi explicitly clear kung ano yung mga particular projects na papasukin ng Maharlika Fund or iba-budgetan ng Maharlika Fund in case mapasa talaga yung bill na ito. But it will depend on the MIC, the Maharlika Investment Corporation. Sila yung parang government corporation na nasa bill who will lead, who will manage the fund, no? And it's left to them to determine ano yung mga assets at projects na the Maharlika Fund will invest in, no? So, but Marcos and his team is saying na it will invest on big projects, quote-unquote big projects. Like, ano ba yung mga big projects na yan? Like dams or national broadband that are usually scrapped from the annual national budget after passing through Congress, no? So usually nasa scrap siya. Kaya gusto ni Marcos, ang ating presidente, na talagang maglaan na tayo ng budget sa malalaking projects na ito, no? And lastly, before we talk about it, before I hear your comments, saan ba manggagaling yung pera? Saan ba yung manggagaling yung pera para makapag-invest tayo? Ito yung uminit kasi nung umpisa, yung first draft ng bill, kasama yung GSIS, tsaka yung SSS, tsaka ang annual budget fund ng gobyerno, no? So medyo maraming nagreklamo na mga kababayan natin at nakita sa Facebook, no, sa social media na ayaw nila. Pera to ng bayan, this is a private fund, this is ours, the government cannot touch that, no? So tinanggal nila eventually yung GSIS, tsaka yung SSS, tsaka yung annual budget fund. And eventually, it will be funded primarily by BSP. The seed money will come from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Siya yung parang majority na magbibigay ng kanyang dividend sa Maharlika Wealth Fund. Kasama rin dito ang Land Bank. The Land Bank will give around 50 billion, will invest. And the Development Bank of the Philippines or DBP, no, 25 billion naman yung ibibigay niya. So, ayun na nga, na-revise na nga yung ating na-revise na nga itong Maharlika Fund na tinatry nilang ipasok, no, itinatry nilang ipast. So, wala na siyang GSIS, wala na siyang SSS. Pero hindi lang sila mandatory, pero pwede pa rin sila mag-invest kung gusto nila. Depende doon sa head nila or sa director ng GSIS, for example. Kung sasabihin niya na, gusto pala namin mag-invest, pwede pa rin sila mag-invest, no? But hindi na siya mandatory. So another thing that kind of refined in the bill is that hindi na si Presidente Marcos ang mag-head nito. Dapat na daw ay Department of Finance Chief na daw ang mag-head ng itong Maharlika Fund, no? Dahil gusto nga ni Presidente Marcos, no? Para ma-insulate siya sa from politics. Na lang, Department of Finance na lang ang magmamanage. And together with a 15-person board of directors. Ayan. Marami na akong sinabi about the Maharlika Investment Fund, no? Ano naman ang mga comments nyo dito, Brother Martin at John?
Ako naman, bro, no. Of course, first of all, no, investing is not bad. Okay? Investing is not bad. Speaking from a financial advisor's perspective, investing is not bad, no. In fact, investing actually helps us, no, to boost our funds, no. For example, an individual invests to a particular for example, to a particular stock market, no. Ini-invest natin 'yan para tumubo yung ating pera. Kesa na lang na yung ating pera ay natutulog lang sa bangko, no? So that's one thing, no? And usually when we invest natin is that when we speak of an individual person, for example, an individual person invest on the market using yung kanyang mga sobra, 'di ba? And not yung funds kung saan gagamitin niya for his or her daily needs. Okay? So yun, that's one thing, no? So yung ating mga ipon, ini-invest natin para yung ating mga ipon ay lumago at tumubo. Okay? So yun, that's one thing, no? That's one perspective of investment. So with that pa lang, when we invest, so ibig sabihin, yung ipon natin, yung ating ini-invest and not our basic funds, no? Not from the funds na gagamitin in our day-to-day transactions, no? So that's one thing, no? Another thing, investing now is actually the best move. Bakit? Kasi stock markets are very, very much cheap.
Mhm.
Sobrang baba yung ating stock market that to the point na sobrang mura yung mga units. No? Sobrang mura yung mga units. Kaya pag bibili natin yan, no? So of course we shell out money from our, kaya ngayon kung magi-invest tayo, mapapansin natin na yung ating pera is hindi pa tumutubo. Bakit? Kasi bumibili pa tayo ng stocks. Okay? Yes natin?
Okay.
Bumibili tayo ng stocks at pag bumibili tayo ng stocks, mawawalan tayo ng pera talaga. Kasi bumibili tayo ng units.
Risk talaga yon. Yun yung
Risk. Yeah, that's the risk, no? Nawawalan tayo ng pera kasi binibili natin. Okay? At yun, so yun. And once na mag-boom yung market at meron na tayong maraming units, marami na tayong stocks, no? Lalago talaga yung pera natin. And time will come that pag tumaas na yung presyo ng mga units, no? Pag tumaas na yung presyo ng mga units at ibebenta natin yung ating mga units, doon lalago yung ating pera. No? So yun, so that's one thing, no? Ngayon that the market is very much cheap, is the best time to invest. Okay?
Right.
It's the best time to invest. Okay? But the question there is the Philippines ready to invest? That's the question. With regard to the movement of investing, it's okay. No, that's good. With regard to the timing of investing, it's actually good. No, it's actually good to invest when the market is very, very low. Kasi mura yung mga stocks, mura yung mga units. No? Mura yung mga units na binebenta ng mga different investors. No? At pangatlo, the third question there is the Philippines ready? Ready ba yung Pilipinas na mag-invest? Considering na marami tayong utang. Let's put into it to a particular person. Kung marami tayong utang, do we have the capacity to invest? Diba? Or are we going to shell out money from our day-to-day transactions para makapag-invest?
Or yung i-invest ba natin ay talagang wealth fund? Wealth talaga
Yeah,
siya.
that's one
When
thing.
we mean wealth fund, it's
no?
excess fund, no? Yeah.
Well, I don't know tama yung mga terms na sinabi ko, no, in terms of the investment 101, pero that's the I mean yun yung idea, no. Now we invest, there is risk in investing, no. Usually nga 10% loss, 20%. Hello, sorry. I think I'm disconnected.
Ako rin parang na-disconnect ako
Parang tayong lahat ang nag-disconnect.
Lahat tayo na-disconnect.
Okay, sorry everyone, sorry. So yeah, yun lang yung ano ko.
Sorry na disconnect kami. Ayun. How about you, Brother Martin? Meron ka bang this Maharlika Wealth Fund?
Yes. Actually marami, hindi ko alam, Brother Chess, kung saan ako magsisimula
Ang dami
Pero,
na.
actually, so yung shinare po na info ni Brother Chesco and ni Jan ay yung basic info about the Maharlika Wealth Fund. And si Jan din po ay in-explain niya yung principles behind it, no? Actually, gusto ko pag-usapan natin, Brother Chesco, yung mga criticisms, no? The criticisms behind it. Ano yung sinasabi ng mga lawmakers na hindi nag-vote, yung mga nag-vote against the Maharlika Wealth Fund? Ano yung sinasabi nila, no? Tsaka ano yung so ano yung mga sinasabi nila? Dahil I also resonate with what they're saying, no? Sige, so let's go through that siguro. Let me just mention some. Dahil
Sure, go ahead,
sinabi
Brother
ni
Martin. Yeah.
dahil dun sa sinabi ni Brother Jan tuloy, yung sinabi ni Jan no na is the Philippines ready to invest? Is the Philippines ready to invest, no? And I think yung isa sa mga batikos tungkol sa Maharlika Wealth Fund is that exactly, baka hindi pa nga handa yung Pilipinas no, para sa ganitong klaseng investment. Dahil currently, nababaon tayo sa utang. No? Nababaon tayo sa utang, kaya ano yung i-invest natin? We are currently at a deficit. No? So saan natin kukuhanin yung pera? At hindi lang kung saan natin kukuhanin yung pera, the bigger question is, are we ready for this kind of investment, for this kind of wealth fund?
Maybe just to add dun sa sinabi mo, Brother Martin, sa ating utang, no? Currently, we have debt to GDP ratio 64%.
64%, yes.
Which is above the 60% threshold considered safe, no? So, malaki talaga ang utang natin, in other words, no? It's beyond the threshold.
Yes.
Sige. Anyway, additional info lang.
Right,
yes,
no, correct yan, Brother Chesco. No? So, the Philippines has presently no surplus funds to establish a true sovereign wealth fund. Although may mga nagsasabi rin naman na hindi naman siya kailangan manggaling sa surplus fund, no? Can also establish like a wealth fund, no, not coming from surplus fund. But I don't know, I'm not really very sure, no, if the Philippines has the capacity to do that, given no our present situation na we don't have surplus funds and then baon pa tayo sa utang.
Exactly.
The debt to GDP ratio is 64%.
Oo
right?
nga. Sabi nga ni Justice Carpio, yung in-interview siya sa ANC ata yon. Kung ganon, wag nating tawaging wealth fund. Kasi hindi naman siya galing sa excess fund. Technically, it's not wealth. Tawagin natin siyang debt fund. Kasi galing naman talaga siya sa utang natin. No? Di ba? Right. So yun lang, parang baguhin natin yung term. Anyway, medyo nagpapatawa lang ng konti.
Yan. So yun yung isa sa mga batikos, I think, Brother Chesco and Jan. Ayun nga. And the fact na para ma-fund, para mapondohan natin yung ating annual budget, ay nangungutang pa nga tayo. So, kung gano'n yung ginagawa natin ngayon, no, paano pa kaya itong para sa wealth fund na ito? So, isa sa mga batikos na sa tingin kong very valid. No? What do you think?
Yeah, sabi nga ni, let me quote again, former Justice of the Supreme Court, no, si Antonio Carpio. Sabi niya, the Philippines is a poor country pretending to be rich. if we are going to push through with this Maharlika Wealth Fund. But let me add na lang, Brother Martin, before we proceed to the next topic, no. Kagabi parang pinag-usapan namin to, and actually, to be honest, kailangan talaga ng budget for the big projects that Marcos is saying, no. To be fair naman talaga, minsan hindi napapasay yung mga big projects na ito. Like for example, sabihin na lang natin that transportation or infrastructure, no? Kulang talaga tayo sa budget because kulang yung ating annual fund na binibigay. Hence the creation or the proposal of the Maharlika Wealth Fund. So anyway, they're saying na, sabi ko nga kanina, whether we like it or not, mukhang matutuloy talaga ito dahil malakas yung political will ni Marcos and yung mga supporters niya. Tinanan lang natin sa Senate kasi even Amy Marcos is criticizing this apparently. Exactly. So let's see its development. Pero yun nga lang, parang in the perspective of the government and the administration, may ganun din na factor na, but yun nga, that's the question. Is the Philippines ready? And maybe an additional question related to that. Can we trust our government? No, parang considering the many corruptions that
in other countries.
In other countries and also here. Like
also
diba,
here, yes.
Yung SSS, yung Coco Levy,
PhilHealth,
yung PhilHealth, 'di ba? Parang corruption yun eh. So do we want to trust the government? No matter, ayun naman sa Pilipinas, no matter how nice the concept, the idea, the law is, there's always corruption, no? So sana lang talaga if ever ma-push through ito, may mga measures tayo na gagawin in order to not lead the funds to misuse or corruption, no. Ayun na nga yung parang inaayos nila sa bill ngayon, no, yung parang in terms of accountability, safeguards, yes, or yung in terms of ano yung standards na ifa-follow nila, yung 24 step standard for them to make sure that accountable yung kanilang pag-handle ng funds. Anyway, move on na tayo. Let's move to the next topic dahil marami-rami na tayong nasabi about the Maharlika Wealth Fund. Ngayon, ang next topic natin is about women ordination. No? Medyo mainit-init to sa simbahan, lalo na sa Vatican. At lalo ngayon, pinag-uusapan na siya sa Synod on Synodality. No? So, maybe just some basic information about this women ordination. No? Meron daw isang nagngangalang si Anne Tropeano. Si Anne Tropeano from another country, I think in Latin America or somewhere in Mexico. So, she was ordained. But it's an ordination not acknowledged by the Vatican. So she ordained herself with other groups that support her, no. Kasama si Tropeano, si Anne na lang para madali na lang, no. Kasama siya sa 250 women across the world who are part of this group called Roman Catholic Woman Priests Movement, no. So they are taking part, they are doing ordinations, but not authorized by the church. They ordain themselves as priests, but it is not authorized by the church. And some are not very happy about this issue, no, kasi some are saying na they're not actually respecting the church dogma or the church tradition, no, by doing this, no. That's primarily the issue, and they mentioned in one article about it from America Magazine, I think, yung pag-ordain nila without authorization is actually subject to excommunication, no. Yeah. When we mean excommunication, di na sila pwedeng bigyan ng communion or di na sila pwedeng maka-receive ng sacraments because they're excommunicated. So the struggle is real. Even us in Simbahang Lingkod Bayan, we are still kind of discussing about it. We want to understand also the struggles of women who feel subjugated, inferior in the church because they are not given the right to be ordained. And at the same time, we're trying to also hear the church, what is the Pope or the Vatican saying about this women ordination. No? It's really a complicated issue that needs to be tackled on. And I'm glad, just like what I mentioned earlier, na pag-uusapan, isa siya sa mga hot topics, talagang quote-unquote hot topics na pag-uusapan sa synodality. No? At sana talaga itong synodality, itong topic na ito ay talagang mapag-usapan na among the church leaders in Vatican, including our very own Pope Francis. So maybe that's just one basic information about the women ordination. Maybe you can add more about it. Ano na ba yung mga nangyayari sa simbahan ngayon regarding it and ating wider society? Yun lang. We have 5 minutes. What's your thoughts about it, Marts? Go ahead, John.
Konti lang to. Of course, no, when we talk about ordination, it's important. An important factor in ordination is, of course, apostolic succession. Diba? Dapat, no, I mean, hindi to yung kabuuang definition itself. No? Dapat that the one ordained or the one who ordains, no, is part of the apostolic succession. No? Para masabi siya na isa na that's a valid ordination. No? So with regard to the question if the ordination was valid, no, it's not valid since there's no apostolic succession na nangyari. No? So yun. Another thing, no, I think the issue on women ordination is actually an issue that has been brought up many years ago, no, diba?
It's not new. It means it's not new.
It's not
Di lang
new,
siya
no?
ngayon.
No,
Okay.
hindi lang siya ngayon, no? Many have been proposing this one, no? And there are different issues that are connected to this. No? One factor is that there should be equal opportunity, no, for in terms of sexuality, no, in serving the Lord, no, through the ministry of the priesthood, no. Another factor is that another issue is that it's already time, no, considering that there is a lack of priests talaga, no. Imagine our ratio in terms of parishes, one priest is to what, thousands of Catholics, no. So it's already hard really to shepherd priest, to shepherd the flock, no. It's sa ganung mga bagay, no. And I'd like to commend, no, yung sinabi sa isa sa mga friend ko. Sinabi niya, I support, no, she's also a woman, no. I support women ordination, but I don't think it will come in my lifetime, no. And actually sabi niya, I don't know if I'm wrong or if I'm correct, no. Sabi niya, sabi namin, no, in our conversation, isn't it that the first apostle is actually a woman?
Sino ba yan ang first apostle?
And it's Mary.
Mother Mary. Of course. Yeah.
Diba? The first Christian was Mary. The first who said yes, no? At least in a Christian perspective, is Mary. No? So I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm open to discussion. So yun lang.
I agree with you. That's also my personal reflection. The first apostle is Mary. If you're just trying to think about it, maybe, yeah, she is the first apostle. Mas na-highlight lang talaga yung 12 apostles ni Jesus sa Biblia kasi nga yung tradition nila is to focus more on the men, no? But if you try to reflect on it more deeply, really, Mary is the first apostle. And then that says a lot about how we should proceed eventually in the church, no? But yun nga, what about you, Brother Martin? What are your thoughts about this women ordination?
Sige, maraming salamat, no? Because I have to leave in a while then, Brother Chesko, no? Siguro, nabanggit mo kanina, Brother Chesko, na it's important for us to listen to women, especially to that group of women, no, na parang ma-ordain sila although it's unauthorized. So we have to listen to those sectors, no, and to other sectors of women who feel called. Who feel called to the priesthood, because you cannot discount that religious experience, o diba? That's our lesson, diba, Brother Chesko, in Faith and Reason.
Nagamit
Yung ating mga knowledge claims, the religious experience and religious knowledge. We cannot discount that. So that's what I'm saying. We have to listen to that sector of women who feel called to the priesthood. At the same time, nabanggitin ni Brother Chesko, and I agree, we also have to listen also, no, really, to what the church is saying, no? Hindi naman magsasabi ang simbahan ng wala lang, ng hindi siya reasonable, no? And not only to the church, but also to, when we say the church is not only the hierarchy, but also to individuals within the church, no, who hold certain influence or authority. And nabasa natin ito sa ating mga news briefer, no, that there's actually a woman, there's actually a nun who is who holds a position in the Vatican. Siya yata yung secretary ng Synod and Synodality.
Position of authority, no?
Yes, she is sister. She's a French nun who goes by the name of Sister Beckart. Sister Beckart, no? All right, or whatever the pronunciation.
Anyway.
Ang sinabi niya, and I think hindi naman siya against ordination of women, but she's also just trying to be objective about the matter. Ang sinasabi niya, sorry ha, dami kasing notes dito eh. So, ang sinasabi niya, it's not just a matter of you, she's maybe talking to the women, it's not just a matter of you feeling you are called to the priesthood. It's always a recognition that the church will call you to be a priest. So your personal feeling or decision is not enough. No, it's the same goes
needs
with
to be confirmed.
It needs to be
Tama, no?
confirmed, no? It's not just your personal feeling or decision na even na porque meron ka ng personal feeling or decision, then you are free to just do what you want, no? Parang pagpasok lang yan sa Jesuits, Brother Chesko, hindi pwedeng personal
Yes.
feeling and decision mo lang and then pwede ka na pumasok sa Society of Jesus. It also has to be within the bounds of the institution. So in this case, no, it will be the church. No, the church has to recognize that before you can be accepted to be a priest. And then, so that's just one na sinabi ni Sister Beckart. Pero yung mas nagustuhan kong sinabi niya, and I kind of agree with this, although i-reveal ko na, no, na medyo I'm also supportive of the women ordination. But yung sinasabi ni Sister Beckart, and I really find a lot of value in this, is ito yung sinabi niya, I think we need to broaden our vision of the church. There are many ways for women to serve the church. And that's true, no? It could be, there's many ways, no? Hindi ko na siguro siya mapapangalanan. But it's a
Pwedeng
mystery.
administrative din, like Sister Beckart herself.
Sister
diba?
Beckart herself, etc. No, and there are really many ways in such a way that it's a mystery, no, even to us, no. Maraming paraan, no. So ito lang din yung isa sa maybe to see the other side of the coin. This is also a very valid argument, and because of that, no, I'm very sorry, no, I have to go, dear brothers. Pero
Anyway.
please continue with the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Martin. Isang punto na lang siguro bago tayo magtapos. 12 o'clock na rin, no? Maybe just news about this, parang developments about this women ordination. So si Pope Francis previously appeared to open the possibility of ordaining women as deacons. Hindi naman priest, pero at least deacons, no? And sana mas katulad ng sinabi ni Brother Martin, sana mas mapag-usapan talaga siya through the synod on synodality, at sana through that also makinig ang simbahan. And I would really want to put my confidence in our Pope, no, that he will really listen regarding these issues. He will really listen to the cries of our women sisters, no. So yun lang. Let's pray for a better decision regarding this, no? Ayun. John, meron ka pang gusto sabihin before tayo magtapos sa ating episode ngayon?
Okay, so no, yung mga pinag-usapan natin, we talk about inflation, we talk about investing, and we talk about women ordination, no. Napaka-wide yung ating discussion, coming from politics to economics to spirituality and church-related issues.
Diverse and wide, yeah.
Simbahang lingkod ng bayan niya talaga ito. So yun. Actually, no, of course, in all of this, no, we are in a constant journey of answering the question, what will God want us to do? No, ano ba yung gusto na gawin natin ng ating Panginoon? At
That's
ano ba
very
talaga
Jesuit
ng ating Panginoon, no?
Yeah.
And we are
That's very Jesuit, John.
And we are trying, I mean, it's coming from the idea that we can find God in all things. So ano ba yung sinasabi ng Panginoon sa ganitong klaseng mga events? No? Ano ba yung even the silence of us, no? Yung pananahimik natin, pananahimik ng ibang mga tao actually speaks of something na gustong sabihin ng ating Panginoon para sa atin, no? Yung struggles, no, the excommunication, no, the wealth fund, no, the inflation is already a form of calling of God, no, kung ano ba gustong gawin natin para sa ating mga kababayan, para sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino, at para sa ating kapwa Katoliko at Kristiyano, no. So yun lang.
Maraming salamat, John. Muli, sabi ni John, lagi tayong mag-discern because that is the Jesuit way. Makinig tayo para tayo ay mas makapag-discern ng maayos rather than judge immediately, no? So maraming salamat, Brother Martin at John. Muli, ito po ay episode Kuwentuhang Bayan. see you again next week for another episode. Sana po ay nag-enjoy kayo.
Next year na!
Next year! Next year na
Next
ba?
year.
Sorry, namali po ako. Masyado akong na-excite. So, see you next year. Next month, technically. Next year, next month. For another episode of Kuwentuhang Bayan. Break muna pala tayo ngayon dyan. Christmas party ng SLB bukas. So, mag-enjoy po muna tayo. No? So, see you next year and Merry Christmas po sa ating lahat. Happy New Year na rin in advance.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone.
Maraming salamat po.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan, the voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo, Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog, lipat na Blue Eagle, galing